This channel is for adults and not for kids. Hey guys, thanks for stopping back by. So today I wanted to show you guys something cool. So I'm not gonna sit up here and try and lie to you guys about my vast knowledge of Warhammer. I only played Warhammer a couple of times right at the end of my sort of tabletop game career. Yeah, that was like right at the end of when I was playing RPGs. And I knew a guy who was heavily into Warhammer. And he knew everything about it. He knew all the lore and all the characters, all the different armies. And it was cool, but like I said, I was just sort of getting out of playing games. And I did play it a couple times. So I know about the Tyrannid army, which is those sort of kind of Giger-looking space bug monsters. They're very heavily influenced by Giger's Alien. And those are awfully cool looking. And I have some actual action figures of those characters that are on order. And I know of these guys, the Space Wolves. And if I'm not mistaken, and I'm sure some Warhammer fanboy will let me know if I'm wrong, but I believe this army is an army made up of genetically altered, like, super soldiers. They're bigger and stronger than normal humans, and they're fitted with this insane sort of cybernetic armor. Like, once they get put inside these suits, I don't believe they come out of the suits. I think they're cyborgs. They're sort of cybernetically linked up with these badass suits of armor, and they fight the Tyranids, or they fight other armies, but generally I've seen them fighting those Tyranid monsters, and that always looks cool. Anyway, I swore I wasn't going to get involved in this damn action figure line. I kept putting it off because I don't really collect 3 3/4 inch scaled figures anymore. You know, that's the scale of old school Star Wars figures, old school Fisher-Price figures, the adventure people. And I'm just not really into that scale of figures. But god damn it, if this Joytoy company didn't fucking suck me in like I was caught in a tractor beam. I kept seeing reviews for these action figures, and they are just so cool looking. I broke down and bought one. This is my first Joytoy action figure. And goddamn, if it isn't hand candy, the minute you touch it, you don't want to put it down. This is his box. I already know I'm in trouble now. I've got a different version of one of this army, one of these Space Wolves Intercessors. I've got a different version of one of these guys coming. And then I've got some of those Tyranids on order. But man, I can already tell it's going to be a rabbit hole. Anyway, these are the cool pictures. Comes with all this stuff. And I touched up the paint job. I mean, I touch up the paint job of just about everything I get, but I felt it was almost required, seeing how this is like based on gaming, the gaming pieces. So all I really did was add some black washes, some Nuln oil, and some Tamiya smoke here and there, just to make the armor look dirty and used, like he's been in the battlefield for a while. Like all that grimy dirtiness on his legs and his boots, that wasn't there. I added that all over the figure, really. Give you guys a closer look at him. God damn it if this isn't a cool figure. It's almost like I didn't want it to be cool, because then that's like one more goddamn thing I collect. If you guys are fans of those Panzer Cops that I showed you, you guys would probably dig these too. Like futuristic cyborg soldiers. And they're slightly bigger than 3 3/4 inch. Like, that's the scale that they're at, but they're chunkier, they're heavier, they're sort of bigger than like a Star Wars figure. That is the scale that they're at, but they're, like I said, genetically altered superhumans, so they're bigger. Got that cool looking wolf on his shoulder there. And all this stuff is removable too. It's so cool. Like, if there's gamers out there that love Warhammer, I don't see how they could not collect this line. Like, it's super detailed and addictive. There's this cool little jetpack, which you can take off. You can take off. And I dirtied this thing up too. Just because I believe these guys are always on the battlefield. They don't have time to be all nice and, you know, spick and span, all nice and clean. I dirtied up his helmet. I didn't make it filthy, but I definitely added some grime to it to make it look lived in. Aren't they cool looking though? God damn. Super cool. Hang on a second. Let's put his little backpack back on. So he comes with a little clear stand that you can put on his feet. Although there's no problem with standing these guys up. They're balanced. They don't fall over. And then he comes with I'll just show you. He comes with this is the same blaster that is on his holster. So you can either put it in his hand or you can clip the little holster. Here's the holster without the gun in it that you can peg in. I have the one with the gun pegged in right now. And you can take all this stuff off. He's got a cool knife, which pegs on. And there are so many different, I guess they're factions, you know, different groups. So there's lots of different color variations of this armor. And then he comes with a this big nasty chainsaw sword for cutting up bugs. I guess cutting up anything really. And he can hold that like a sword. And then the rest are like trigger fingers and weapon holding hands. This one's a fist. Yeah. But the minute this thing showed up in the mail and I took it out of the box, I knew I was in trouble. I was like, ah, shit. Why did it have to be this cool? Like, it's really hand candy. Like, you don't want to put it down. And I had seen that Joytoy, they made sort of cool, futuristic action figures. But I just kept putting it off because it wasn't the scale that I liked. And I was like, nope, I don't need to get into that. That's cool, but it's not for me. And I kept putting it off and putting it off. And then they got a hold of this fucking Warhammer license. And I was like, huh, okay. And I started looking at the figures, and they were cool, but I was still able to like tell myself no. And then I saw these. And I don't know, just something about this color, this variation of the armor just spoke to me. They have, they have one version of this armor that's like in a blue, like a dark royal blue. And they're kind of cool, but there's something about this grayish blue that just looked amazing. It just translates really well. And the next one I have coming, he's got like wolf fur, like pelts hanging from his belt, and I forget what else he comes with, but he's different than this guy. They basically have the same head, but little tweaks here and there to the armor. So I want to get like maybe 5, maybe 6 of these dudes, have a little battalion, and then I've got some of the monsters on order, some of the Tyranids. They're like these nasty, imagine Giger's Alien, but with 4 arms and sort of like an albino color scheme. And that's kind of what they're like. They're like these big, nasty arachnid type bugs, but with a definite nod to Giger's sort of biomechanical look. And yeah, they're like these big, nasty 4-armed having monstrosities, and I just can't wait to set up like some cool little battle scenes with them, with a bunch of bugs and a bunch of soldiers trying to kill them, trying to take them down. Oh, that's gonna be cool. Gonna take some really neat pictures. But yeah, this is just very, very awesome. They have some of these guys in black colored armor, and I really wanted those too, but I'm trying my best not to go ape shit. I'm just gonna try and stick to one group, and I think it's gonna be this grayish blue color scheme. I'm gonna stick with that for now. We'll see. I don't know. I may end up loving these damn things so much I end up going all in. But if you guys want to check it out on YouTube, there's some guys with some awesome collections of this stuff. There's guys that collect nothing but Joytoy stuff, and there's massive armies. I had no idea that Joytoy had gone that deep into the lore, or that they had made that many figures, but they've made a shit ton of figures. Anyway, this is my initial baby steps into that line. Like I said, it's not really my preferred scale. I would like it if these were, 6-inch to 7-inch range. That's usually the action figure line scale that I like to collect more of. I know that McFarlane, he has the license also, and he does produce like 7-inch Warhammer figures, but I haven't seen any of them that are as cool as this, made from McFarlane. I do own the Tyranid monster that, the Gene Stealer monster that McFarlane put out, and it stands about that tall. It would be a beast next to this guy. But as far as like the Space Wolves, I haven't seen any of them that I really like from McFarlane. And this littler scale, I don't know, it works with these figures. Very, very cool. So I'm just curious, let me know if you guys own any of these, if any of you out there have gotten bitten by the Joytoy bug. But yeah, I'm not going to sit up here and try and bullshit you guys and make you think that I have this vast, all-encompassing knowledge of Warhammer, because I don't. I just know really good action figures when I see them. And let's say it isn't a cybernetically enhanced, genetically modified super soldier. Well, this one is. Mine is. That's how I think of them in my head. So, yeah, definitely very, very cool designs. And as soon as I get those Tyrannid bugs, I'll do a video on them too. I'll do a video on the next one of these Space Wolves I get also. Because like I said, he does differ from this one. Anyway, guys, I just wanted to say hi and show you a new cool figure that I picked up. All right, my friends, like I said, let me know if you're into this. If you like Warhammer, if you collect these Joytoy figures, or if you guys think that this is a rabbit hole you'd like to fall down also. All right, my friends, hang in there, and happy Halloween.